Hello there.
Hey guys, Tucker1701 here. Don't mind me, I'm just shopping for motherboards. I'll explain later on. Excuse me. So let me tell you where I'm at. So, for people who haven't seen the previous video about this issue, I'll leave a link in the annotation up here so you guys can check it out. And I tell the whole story on how I found this, where I got this, and what the problem is. This is going to be an update video of where I'm going to go with it. So first of all, let me say thank you to each and every one of you guys who has commented, given suggestions, and pointed me in a direction that's honestly, I didn't know where to look. So thank you to every single one of you. Once again, I can always trust the community of YouTube to pull through or tell me something that I don't know. So I want to thank each and every one of you guys for helping me. So this is where we're at. I did everything you guys recommended. I removed the RAM. I removed the cards. And I tried starting it all up without the graphics card, without the RAM. And it's gotten to the point where the beeps still continue. So one night when I was, and I quote Kevin from Junkyard Digs, I was having a beer about it. I noticed that the motherboard on the HP had a PCI slot, and the brick over here has a PCI graphics card. Now, like I said before, this motherboard does not have a VGA port whatsoever on the motherboard, which is weird. I've never seen that before. Even for older computers, I've never seen that. So, I thought, I'm going to take the graphics card off the brick and throw it on here and see if that will work. And then this happened again. The beeps still continued. So, when I sobered up, the next morning I decided to get into the CPU. And that's what I did. I went into the CPU. I found a way to get those little clasps off of it. So I got the clasp off, I cleaned off the processor, and I'm telling you guys, I have never seen a processor this big before. This is as big as the AMD Ryzen Epic series, but this is a first generation Pentium 4. So this thing is big. And I looked at the CPU, it looked fine to me. So I reseated it, put new thermal paste on it, put it back together. Same thing, I got the beeps. So I didn't know what to do. So I was down to two issues. The motherboard's bad, or the processor's bad, and I don't see it. So I decided to reach out to my IT department that I know pretty well. I work with the guys. I don't work for IT, I work in a different department, but I know the IT guys at my job. And I showed them my project. I showed them the previous video that I posted, and I told them, this is what I'm down to. Excuse me if I'm chewing a lot. I just had lunch. I'm not trying to be rude. It's just, I had lunch. So, I showed them that, and I said, this is my diagnosis. It's either the motherboard or the processor. And the IT guy said, yeah, that's probably what it is. It's either one. Now, I'm not dishing any more money into this because, let's be honest, I already have one retro computer, and that's all I really need. The only reason why I bought this computer was because I wanted to see if the cards work. So this is what I'm going to do. After I get done making this video, I'm going to take the entire case and gut it out. I'm going to keep all the parts just in case somebody has an idea or may have a proper diagnosis of what's up with this thing. But as of right now, I'm going to gut the entire case, and I'm going to turn it into a sleeper. That's why I'm looking at motherboards right here on Amazon. I do need a second computer to do editing, because I want to not do as much editing on this computer. I want this to be specifically, and I'm pointing to my white gaming computer over here. I want this to be specifically broadcasting, recording, and playing video games. Just a regular old gaming computer. and I want to build a sleeper / editing computer so I can put it out in the living room. So that's where I'm at right now. So I'm currently looking through motherboards, and because I spoke to the guys at IT and I showed them the case and the motherboard, and I said, with this motherboard, because I want to, like I said, I want to turn this into a sleeper, but I don't know if the motherboard would fit the case. I told him, I showed him the picture, and he goes, yeah, just get a regular ATX motherboard and it will fit. Fortunately, the backplate, the I/O backplate, looks like it is removable, and I can fortunately remove the back of the case, because a lot of computers from that era, they were starting to begin to do case stamping, which was essentially the motherboard would be up against the back of the computer case, so you wouldn't be able to do a sleeper or put your own parts in there. You would have to buy proprietary parts. You would have to get their parts and their parts only. So they decided to go with the adage of quantity over quality, which, quite frankly, for someone who works on computers, it's not user friendly. But this case is. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the motherboard, and when I upgrade this computer, because I'm going to be upgrading the power supply, I'm going to be upgrading the processor in it, even the graphics card. I'm going to replace it, because I mean, this graphics card is fine. The one in here, it's an RTX 2070, and I got it for free. I got it from a friend of mine. But the previous graphics card I had was an RTX 2060, which worked fantastic, and I loved it. So I'm going to see if I can get that back, or I gave it to a friend of mine. He can keep it. I'm not asking for it back. I just going to see if I can try to get another one. And then whatever parts I have in here, it's going to go into the editing computer. So that's where I'm at right now. So this computer is not going to go to waste. I am going to keep the parts. I wanted to sell the cards, but I've got no way to test them. So it is what it is. So if anyone's got any ideas, or if you can confirm or deny my diagnosis of this computer, again, put it in the comment section below. But this project is far from dead, guys. I'm going to be building a sleeper computer, which is something I've been wanting to do since I got into this. And that's been probably about almost 10 years, give or take. So I've always wanted to build a sleeper, and I'm going to build one. But I've got to make sure the motherboard fits in this case. And according to the IT guys, it should work. So I will be most likely doing videos about that later on. But as of right now, I'm still going to continue to do live streaming of World Warships until I get to Wisconsin, and also Sea of Thieves. And I do have some videos I do have to edit, including making more ASMR videos. So I got a lot of big plans that are coming up ahead. So again, I want to say thank you to every single one of you who commented and helped me out with this. Unfortunately, this motherboard or processor is probably dead on arrival, so that's probably why they got rid of it. So I have a plan, and I'm going to execute it. So thank you guys again. So like I said, stay tuned, because I'm going to be doing the sleeper project, and I got more content coming this way. So stay tuned, guys.